Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ask Matt. So today the cameraman is not here. I've got Jimmy who works with me, who you will see on other videos pretty soon. But we're using his phone, we're not using a proper camera, and we're just going to roll with it because Jackson, the cameraman, just had an operation and he can't be here right now. But we're going to keep going. So today I'm going to talk about auction or private treaty. What's the difference? Should you auction your house? Should you not? I'm going to keep it really simple so you can understand it. A lot of people go, oh no, I don't want to auction my house. And it's almost like they're not interested in knowing about it because they've heard horror stories about it, or they've seen other auctions that haven't worked, and they judge it on that might happen to me, which I totally understand. Here's why you should do it, and here's maybe why, not why you shouldn't, but another option. So if you've got auction and private treaty, the only difference is, my handwriting's pretty good. The only difference is, on private treaty, you pick a price. I always like just picking a price or a price range. So you might list your house for $900,000. Pretty clear and simple, and you can negotiate downwards. Or you can put a price range on your house, $850,000 to $950,000. Right? So they're your two options. Sometimes people use new to market or just listed. I don't think that's the best idea, but that's for another video. All right, so if you're going to list private treaty, it's always good to be clear with the market. Now, auction is, I don't know if Jimmy can see that. Yeah, he's not as experienced as the actual cameraman, so I have to just check in with him. All right, so auction, you're going to have no advertised price usually. So there's no advertised price. Sometimes, most of the time. I'll come back to this one. The other thing is it has an end date. So you might auction on the 14th of April. And what you're saying to everybody is we're going to market our home really, really well for the next 3 weeks, and we're going to auction on the 4th week. And all you're saying to people is everyone that's interested in my house, come and bid for my home. This is really good if you do get competition. Okay? If you get competition, it's transparent. Meaning, buyers can look at each other and they can see what the actual bids are. It's very powerful, especially if you have a couple of people that decide they really want your home, because they're not going to leave there until they've spent all their money, which is what you want them to do. This way, with private treaty, it's not transparent. If people are excited about your property and the market's good, say, and you've got multiple buyers, it's a lot more difficult to handle multiple offers that are going crazy almost without them seeing each other or without them knowing what it is, because they don't know if the agent's telling them the right thing, they don't know if they're getting the right feedback, they might want the agent to call them back quicker, and it gets very emotional and hard to manage sometimes. This is why you would auction your house. Maybe bring the camera over here a little bit, Jimmy. 1, desirable. If you have a desirable property and there will be competition for your home, that's something that I would definitely look at for auction. 2, demand. So if the demand is going to be sort of really, really high, like the market's really good and there's not much supply, so you might be the only house in your sort of little pocket, the demand's going to be really, really strong. Okay? 3, hard to price. If it's hard to price. So if you've got a really great view, that's why a lot of upper end homes with beautiful big views are auctioned a lot of the time, because it sets the price. It finds the level of the pricing during the 3 or 4 weeks it's on the market, and an owner gets to understand, what does the market actually think about my home? And then obviously if you find 2 people, you can create a higher price. But they're the reasons I would auction my house. So if the desirability of your home, like it's a cute cottage and people just love it, I would definitely auction my house if it was like that. If the demand's just naturally high because the market's really good, I would probably look at auctioning it. You don't have to, but I think you've got really nothing to lose if you're the only offering in your sort of area and the demand's really high. The chance of you getting competition is pretty much like 100%. Yeah, 100%. And I would do that, and if it's hard to price. So is there a downside to auction? Yeah, there is. People think it costs more. It doesn't cost more apart from the auctioneer. The auctioneer will cost, $500 or whatever to call the auction on the day. The downside is if it doesn't sell at auction. And sometimes that might be the strategy around auction isn't right. I'll do another video on the actual strategy of it. But sometimes the strategy around your auction process isn't right. Like you might be quoting too high, the agent's not managing it properly, something like that. If it doesn't sell at auction, it's not the end of the world, because what happens is, if your auction process is 30 days, interest goes like this. You're going to get all your interest in the first few weeks. But let's say your house is auctioned here and it doesn't sell. 9 times out of 10, you find somebody that's interested in your home during the process. And then they just need to be managed just after. They couldn't bid on the day, they didn't want to bid on the day, they didn't turn up on the day, I don't know, something like that. That's why most auctions sell just a week or two after, just here, or even the next day. So there's not a huge downside to the auction process, apart from if it doesn't sell, there is a little bit of a next stage to work through. If your property fits into these, I would be inclined to look this side. If it doesn't, like if the market's not that strong, if your home is pretty easy to price, like as in if you're in an estate, like a housing estate, and there's been 5 recent sales that are very similar to yours, you can sort of pick what the price is pretty easily, and there might be a few others available as well. Private treaty might be the right way for you to go there. But if you're in a beachside suburb or an inner city and the demand's through the roof, then you want people competing for your house transparently, or give you that opportunity. Because if you've got 7 buyers and the interest is really strong here, you just say to everybody, look, we're auctioning on 14th of April, just get yourself ready, we'll see you there. You can channel everybody into that date. You may get somebody in the first week here, and I'll do more stuff on auction, but I'll just end on this. You might get a really hot buyer on the first week, 2nd day, 3rd day, that loves your house and is going to do whatever it takes to stop it, and they're going to offer right up here. They're going to put an offer in that's right above the rest of the market. You can sell it. You can still sell it prior to auction if you want, but you can make the decision with your agent and say, look, this guy's a standout. We don't think we're going to do better than that at auction. We're way above where everybody else is or where we thought it would be. And you can make a decision to sell your property, or you can continue on. But you've got total flexibility of choice. That's the great thing about this. Neither of them are wrong. In a really buoyant market, auction's probably favoured. In a softer market, private treaty's used a little bit more, but still some people auction because the time compresses people into that sort of space. But I think you've got to be, number one rule, be comfortable with what you chose. Use a great agent that understands the process. Not all agents understand the auction process. Get them to explain it to you first, so you can get a sense of, does this person really understand how to auction my home? If they don't use them if you definitely want to go down the auction path. And what else? I think the next thing is, it's whatever you do, whether it's private treaty or auction, it's a stressful process, selling your house. But if you have the very best person working for you, hopefully the communication is great. They keep you up to date every step of the way, and that will make you feel comfortable, and you can make clear decisions during the process. And at auction, don't forget, you don't have to be pressured to make a decision in 2 seconds. You can hold the auction up for a minute or two. The auctioneer will wait for you while you process the offers that are being put forward, and then you can make a decision to sell your house. All right, let me know if you've got any questions around this. I'll answer anything about this or anything else you want to know about, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.